In the next financial year, government is planning to borrow 28.7 trillion from local commercial banks to fund the 72 trillion national budget, which is higher than the initial 15.4 trillion government had planned to borrow from local banks. While moving a motion for adoption of the budget, Henry Musasizi, the State Minister for Finance in charge of general duties, revealed that the budget will be financed through domestic revenue of 31.982 trillion.
Seconded by the whole House.
Budget support of Uganda shillings 1.394 trillion, petroleum fund transfers of Uganda shillings 115.37 billion, domestic refinancing of Uganda shillings 8.968 trillion, and local revenue from local governments of Uganda shillings 293.9 billion. Right, Honorable Speaker, these resources will be utilized by all the 20 NDP3 programs.
In his minority report that was signed by 3 members of the Budget Committee of Parliament, Ssemujju Ibrahim Uganda, the Shadow Finance Minister, warned government against excessive borrowing. He also asked fellow legislators to trim the budget by reducing on public expenditure.
Pay for our needs before they look to their own futures. We therefore invite Parliament to reject the proposal to finance next financial year's budget through excessive borrowing. The government is seeking to borrow. It has actually now increased with the Corogen. The estimates referred to the committee, they were seeking to borrow 25.5 trillion to finance the budget, which represents 43% of the total resource envelope. Please take note, the Corogen now has put debt servicing at 34 trillion. The total revenue correction projected next year is 31 trillion. 47% of your budget is to service the debt. I have seen.
Theodore Sechkubo, the Remiyaga County MP, was concerned that 72 trillion budget was being passed without going through the right procedures of the rules that govern the House.
Has read, and ordinarily,
It's an amendment.
yes, as an amendment, and he's the mover, at which stage probably would have considered in the first place. But he's...
And he's supposed to come and concede now.
yes.
I have not called him yet.
Yes, but at this stage, at this last minute, still conceding to an amendment.
A similar view was raised by Mwanga Chivumbi, the Butambala County MP, and also chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament.
For the first time, for as long as I've been here, it is the first time I've encountered a budget report that does not establish a discretionary budget. It's for the first time in the history of this country. And why that is so is because these figures cannot balance.
Recommended payment of ex gracias to all LOCs and councillors, and we said we will not pass the budget until some of those items are considered. So part of the items, so the Minister of Finance picked the recommendation of the sectoral committees, went and sat in cabinet, and came up with a corrigenda to consider our request. And one of the items, ex gracias for my LOC3s, councillors in Toro County North. How do I stand here, Madam Speaker, to say the government of Uganda has done bad to provide money for ex gracias for LOC3s, Madam?
The budget is being drafted under the theme Full Monetization of the Ugandan Economy through Commercial Agriculture and Industrialization, Expanding and Broadening Services, Digital Transformation and Market Access.